You know that feeling when self-improvement feels less like an exciting journey and more like, well, a chore? Just another thing on the to-do list. But what if we could flip that script? What if you could turn growing as a person into a game, one that's actually motivating, rewarding, and even fun? Well, today we're going to dig into a brilliant idea from our source material that does exactly that. Okay, so check this out. What you're looking at here is called an awareness card. And I know, it might look pretty simple at first glance, but trust me, this little thing is a complete system for gamifying the act of learning. It's cleverly designed to totally change how you think about picking up new skills. And that's the big question, isn't it? How do you actually do that? This card has a fantastic answer. It's not just about setting goals, it's about building a reward system that keeps you coming back for more. So let's dive in and see how they pulled it off. So where does the game even begin? Well, it all kicks off with a single moment of realization. The very first step, according to the card, is just recognizing when it's time to level up. This right here is the trigger. It's that little voice in your head that says, hey, you know what? If I just learned this one thing, it would be a total game changer. It's that moment you realize that to get ahead, you've got to add a new tool to your toolkit. Now, the core idea here is a concept called shui si cheng dian. The first part, shui si, means learning. But the really cool part is cheng dian. It literally means to recharge, like plugging in a battery. So the whole philosophy is that learning new skills isn't supposed to drain you. It's how you re-energize yourself and stay in the game. And let's be real, the goal here is super practical. We're not just learning for the fun of it. The whole point of this game is to gain a real, lasting advantage that's going to make a tangible difference in your life and your work. Okay, so you figured out you need to recharge. But how do you actually turn that feeling into a game? This, my friends, is where the genius of the card's design really starts to shine. Zoom in with me for a second to the bottom of the card, because this is the engine that makes the whole thing run. This is where that abstract idea of growth becomes a real, satisfying action. So instead of just, writing down a goal, the card asks you to make a deposit into your rich and joyful account. I mean, how great is that metaphor? You're not just spending your time, you are literally investing in your own future happiness and success. And here's how they make it feel so real. By putting a number on it, in this example, 6.0 points, your commitment isn't just a vague idea anymore. All of a sudden, it feels concrete. It's like you're racking up experience points in a video game every single time you decide to learn something new. So what you're doing here is building this awesome little psychological loop. You spot a need, you make a real plan, you reward yourself with that deposit, and that positive kick makes you want to do it all over again. You're basically hacking your own brain to build a habit of personal growth. But here's the thing. This isn't just about learning new skills or getting points. This simple little game, it's actually a doorway to something way bigger, something much more profound: freedom. This is the big idea, the core philosophy printed right there on the card. The more awareness, the more freedom. Wow, that one line just changes everything, doesn't it? The game isn't really the point. The game is a tool to help you build awareness. And awareness, as the card tells us, is the real key to freedom. And this is exactly what that freedom looks like. Without awareness, you're stuck in a reactive mindset. You're always just putting out fires, feeling stagnant. But with awareness, you become proactive. You start seeking out growth, creating your own opportunities. You don't wait around for change, you are the change. So, you see, the ultimate reward in this game isn't just a new skill. It's empowerment. It's that incredible freedom that comes from taking the wheel and consciously choosing your own direction instead of just getting swept along by whatever happens. All right, that was a lot to unpack from one little card. We've looked at the game, the psychology, and the deep philosophy behind it all. So now for the important part. What do we actually do with this? It really boils down to these 4 key ideas. First, get good at spotting those moments when you need to recharge. Second, turn that need into a fun, motivating game. Third, put a number on your efforts to make them feel real and keep you committed. And finally, and this is the most important one, remember that all of this is really about building the awareness that leads to personal freedom. The card itself is basically a call to action. It's asking you to make a plan. So I'm going to leave you with that very question. What's the first skill you're going to learn? What's going to be the very first deposit you make into your own rich and joyful account?